guys see the title, you know what time it is. It's time to have a talk about Lightfall and the final, and hopefully, and maybe a little bit about the final shape. I'm not gonna touch too much on the final shape because I'm not gonna judge it by the trailers and stuff. But if you don't want spoilers for anything that's happened this year or the close to the heart traveler exotic mission, close to the heart exotic, close to the heart season of the witch ending cutscene, there will be a bit where I say you can skip because it's more towards the end when I am starting to talk about season of the witch. So yeah. But anyway, before I get into talking about it, I'm going to say a little disclaimer that these are all my personal opinions and thoughts on the seasons and the expansion as a whole. If you don't agree with it, that's your personal opinion. Don't get mad at me. These are just my personal opinions, feelings, and thoughts about everything that we've seen over the past year. And I don't usually script videos like this, but I wanted to give my hand at it to see if I could try to make it decent. But with all that said, we're going to move on to the first topic I want to discuss, which is Lightfall. It was definitely one of the more terrible experiences in gaming that I've had. The story, I mean, Strand was good, right? Every Strand was good, but it kind of felt forced. Like you had to use it. Like you didn't have any other option. I mean, Strand felt like the main appeal of the expansion. It didn't even feel like it felt like it was the main pull or main topic of the expansion, not the second coming of the apocalypse or whatever Bungie wants going for. For those of you who don't know, I started playing during Season of the Arrival, right before Beyond Light, and then after Beyond Light kind of picked up a bit more. And, like you jumped the ship from... It's similar to another content creator. I jumped the ship from Fortnite Save the World, as many, probably not many of you know. But, yeah. But don't get... I like Newman and Neptune. The what is it? Like, whatever it is. The Neon Metropolis feeling. It was good. Like, I really liked that. Like, and some of the missions, like the final mission where you had this big battle scene, I like that. But, I mean, to be fair, Bungie knew it was going to be this, not lackluster, but this lackluster or bad. They shouldn't have priced it at $100, even with the well, maybe with the pass and all that stuff. I see that, but I don't see why the expansion was $50 when Curse of Osiris was like $20 or something. I think. But the worst part for me was the narrative. It was really bad. It was rough. Osiris and Rohan. I mean, to be fair, Rohan was was radiating disposable character energy because you didn't see him that much. He didn't talk that much. He was radiating disposable character energy. Once you learned he was getting closer to that age where the cloud starters go out, you kind of already knew he was gonna sacrifice himself. Osiris was poorly written because he was just basically yelling at our guardian for the entire expansion, which I mean I understand, but it just felt out of place. Kind of, it just felt weird. Um, Kaido was the only part of it that I actually kind of liked because I mean we already knew Kaido was gonna fight Chalice, and they were gonna like have that stuff. Um, the sacrifice didn't for Rohan's sacrifice. It didn't really look that hard because we didn't you didn't give they didn't give us much time to form a personal relationship with Rohan and stuff, so it was already iffy. And the death didn't hit that hard, to be honest. Not as hard as was there another death I remember. As for it determinates the chaos and Winterbite, both exotics, the quests for them were pretty fun, interesting because the Black Heart, and I do enjoy going into the Black Garden and seeing all that stuff. 'Cause it's actually one of the things that I like the most, mainly because it's rare. You don't get to usually go there that often, or you don't get to see all of it. I hope we get to see more of it in the final shape, but you never know. But I like the dialogue between our guardian. Well, when one of the characters, I think it was the Winterbite quest, when they were talking to our guardian. I forget what the character's name is because it's been like a year since I did that quest, and I don't have the footage. I can't go back and do it, so and I don't think I would be able to find it. I think I may have a screenshot of it, but I don't remember. I'd have to go look through my Xbox clips and stuff. But all I want to say is this last part. Well, one of the two. Well, last part. But I really hope they don't give Prismatic the strand treatment, where it's basically forced on you. I mean, from what I see in the from what I've seen, I think it is going to be at least a little bit forced on you, but I hope not completely like Strand was, where you have encounters where you could use Well or some other subclass for survivability over just using Strand, because Strand in its early stages was kind of lackluster because you didn't have I mean you had the mobility and stuff, but you didn't really have like survivability outside of dodging your rift or the barricade. Though I can't say everything about Strand was bad because I really liked Headlong, where you got to use Strand. If they did that and cut out they did Headlong and just cut out like 90% of the other Strand stuff, that I would have been fine with that. But I really hope we get to see more of our Guardian interacting with the Vanguard and all of that, and all of the other characters. But right now, from what I'm looking, well, I'm not going to say that because it's spoiler, and I don't want to spoil anyone who prefers to remain unspoiled. But yeah, that's all for for Lightfall. I've rambled on enough about it, and we're gonna go on to the season of Defiance. Yeah, so there'll be a quick thing or nothing because I'm not good at editing yet. And now we arrive at the season of the Defiance, which honestly, it's probably the worst season of the expansion. It just, by the end of it, I felt disconnected from the story entirely because, I mean, I know they're trying hard for like that theme of working together with the Elixni Awoken and Cabal, but it just didn't hit. It just didn't hit the way it should have. I mean, it seemed like it'd be interesting. Like when you saw the cuts, when you saw like the well, I saw the picture on Twitter of the cover image for Seasons of Defiance. I was like, oh wow, that would actually be cool. But you know, you'd think the shadow invading for or some force invading Earth would be interesting, but it just felt so disconnected between having Aramis and Mithrax, Mara and Devrim and Amanda. That kind of felt like they were just trying to force characters together that haven't been like in the same area. I mean, but yeah, and it was weird to see them abducting civilians. What were you gonna do with them? Or were you gonna try? I don't even understand. I still don't understand what they were trying to do with that narrative. Like, why were citizens being abducted? Um, it wasn't. I mean, okay. I'm gonna give it some credit. It was nice to see some of the interactions, but I mean, it still felt kind of empty. Um, it was probably worse given that Lightfall how Lightfall performed, but yeah, that's about all I have. Except for Node Apple. I mean, it's nice that they did like an exotic mission that you find out like randomly for the first time. I really like that part. But, Legend difficulty made me hate it, and I refuse to ever go back to it now because I got the legend clear. I don't care about it anymore. I'm done. That was it. I'm not touching it anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a nice and good exotic mission. I just hate it so much. The ex- because we because me and my team recently went through it again. Like, when I say recent, I mean like a month or two ago, and we cleared it I think second try. I think either second or first try. I forget. But when we did it originally in Season of Defiance, we couldn't manage to complete it. So it just because we got stuck on that Hydra boss part, and it was tough. I mean, I may go back to it, but I don't think I am. I think I'm just gonna leave it as is. I don't care for the Excalibur other intrinsic perks. That they can just stay as it is. But anyways, with that said, we're moving on to season of the week, so that's exciting. And now fade to black. Now we move on to season of the deep. Um, I really enjoyed the season stories and the weapons. I really liked. Probably my favorite would be Spare Rations because I've been wanting that weapon for so long, and I kind of missed it in season of the rivals because sunsetting beyond like that's probably the worst thing. But I absolutely enjoyed hearing Steve Rath's voice in the game. Like that alone was probably one of the best things in the game. I really enjoyed that. It was definitely very fun to hear her voice in the game. It just gives me chills. But also surprised. I was surprised when the Drifter was included. I didn't think Drifter would be included, but then again, yeah, nah, yeah, I didn't think Drifter would be included. But it's also fun seeing Titan come back, even though we all know it's going into the DCB immediately upon the end of immediately upon June 3rd. It's going back into the DCB probably forever. I don't have any qualms with the season. It was really nice, and the activity was actually pretty decent to engage with. It's out, but the exotic mission is probably one of my favorites. Just in general, just because like you had to go through this mission, the mission that I'm playing through right now. You had to go through the deep dives, and you had to do like a specific sequence to get to the exotic mission. And the exotic mission was timed, which I didn't really mind. It just timed stuff puts pressure on players to complete it within a certain time, which I mean I understand. I understand why they want to do that, but it's still kind of like messy. The pressure trials was irritating because pretty much if you got the wrong combination of random filled teammates and a certain take modifier and certain take and certain enemies on this level of the deep dive, it was pretty much a no. You pretty much lost. But my favorite part had to be when this cutscene plays. Well, when the Vanguard had to come to terms with them having to resurrect the Witch Queen, which we all know. died in the Witch Queen campaign. But yeah, I'm gonna play that cutscene for you real quick. For those of you who haven't seen it, if you don't want to see it, skip ahead a little bit. I don't know how long it'll be, but skip ahead a little bit. It shouldn't be more than a minute. But yeah, I'm just gonna play that cutscene for you right now. Then.
Zivorath's forces are in full retreat.
Good. Time to complete the mission.
Our dance will never end. I am war. You carry my banner. Cling to me like hope. What are you without me? Sink into my embrace. Drown in the deep. Fight forever.
Stand down, Deputy. Sometimes the battle is stepping away from the battle. We're with you all the way.
The true path lies obscured, but she knows the way. She who hides truth in deception. The Witch Queen must rise.
But yeah, that is all. Also, I know, I'm sorry for this, but I can't fix the audio issues. I'm pretty sure the software that I'm using right now is capturing my computer sounds that it's making, and it's really annoying. And I've never done this before. I've never done this type of editing before. I usually just found the work way around, but which I think I'm going to use my workaround method for any future. It's just irritating. It's so long. I hate myself for not seeing this good stuff this can happen. I'm gonna probably go back to using OBS because I don't think streaming recording through NVIDIA would work for me. The only reason I did is to capture the game audio without having to speak over it, but you know, it doesn't work. And now I know that. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna move on to Season of the Witch. Please bear with this video. If you're watching it, please bear with this video because I know the sound is annoying. It's annoying hearing it back at me in my own voice. It is unbearable, but please bear with me. It will be fixed in the next video, that's what I promise. And now we're on to Season of the Witch, the third season of Lightfall, which was actually a pretty interesting season. You know, and the time where we got the final shape delay, the final shape stuff, and all that community stuff that I'm not going to go into because I don't want to go into it. Because if I go into it, I'm going to get angry on video, and I don't want that. But anyway, but I like this. I like the story. It was pretty interesting seeing Sabathun back in the story and not. Well, I can't say not trying to trick us because I'm pretty sure she was trying to trick us the entire time. I don't feel too strongly about the season overall, but the story narrative was really interesting. Um, I really liked the Altars of Summoning. It was kind of felt like it could go on infinitely, which I mean technically it could, without you having. When I mean infinitely, you don't have to go back to orbit to reload the mission again. You can just wait to sit there and wait for people. Coil does. It doesn't do the same thing, but it's Coil. If Coil and Altars of Summoning combined to make like an infinite running activity that you can keep running and not having to go to orbit. You can just wait for players in that area. That would be amazing. And I hope it's not a seasonal thing, because if it's a seasonal thing, we all know it's going to get vaulted. We all know it's going to be gone in like a year. So, anyway. Similar. The best thing about the season was likely the cutscene where Savathun got resurrected, killed by Eris, and then banished Evorath, which was the last cutscene. In the first cutscene, where our Guardian threatened to crush Mario, um, you know, and then the second thing was that final cutscene after you completed the embargo engine, where you learned about the 15th Witch and kind of getting the theme of the next season, which I hope they do more of that stuff, but it's not likely. Um, hearing Zebu and Eris talk to each other was very fun as well. But I can't play the cutscenes that I wanted to, because the way I recorded it does not work with this software that I'm using right now, which irritates me because it's the only software I can use that's free to do voiceovers and be able to watch what footage I have on screen. I think I'm genuinely thinking about paying for something. I don't know any other good editing software that, well, I could search it out. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about the season. But Savathun being the future plot line and her being a future threat is very appealing. I really like that. I would not mind if I wouldn't even mind if we see fighting. We're kind of fighting Savathun in the Pale Heart, because, well, I'm not gonna go into it. But if we see Savathun fighting, if we're fighting Savathun or fighting some sort of Lucent Hive in the next episode, or even in the final shape, that would be very interesting. But I'm not gonna go through the drama, all the drama and stuff in the Destiny 2 community that happened in the months of the season, because I don't like to dwell on drama, nor do I like being a part of it in general. But it is what it is. And it is time to move on to the final season of the Witch. Also, I want to point out the last two seasons Destiny 2 will ever have both have W in them, so that means they're both W seasons. You have no reason to argue with me. My logic is flawless. Anyways, on to Season of the Witch. Okay, before going to my spiel, I wanted to quickly. This is spoilers for closer to the heart, because I don't have footage for Season of the Defiance, the Coil, or I meant Season of the Witch. Wish. I need the activity. So. If you don't want spoilers, leave right now. Like, you should have already been done as soon as you saw me loading it. But anyways, that's the point. If you do not want spoilers, get out and go play it right now. Get on Destiny 2 and go play it right now, because it's an amazing game. And the developers deserve your praise. So whatever. Anyways, but into the thing. This season is probably the most interesting one. Mainly because it had Mara, Crow, Riven, and the Awoken in it, all in it. And Osiris occasionally coming in. Having Riven revived and actually speaking with her was actually pretty interesting, because she was actually using her weapon. I'm gonna be honest, when I first heard her voice, I thought it was the same voice actor that voiced Ikora, but I can't really tell anymore. Kind of different, but at the same time, the first cutscene made it seem like they were the same voice actor. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But anyway, I can't really say much else about the season besides that it was interesting and fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. Coil was actually very fun. You get all that reward from it. You even get like the Vanguard. You get the stuff that you get when you beat a GM. Well, not the Ascent stuff. You get the ciphers, Nightfall ciphers, which I found very. I do hope that they do more of this, where it's a hard activity, but it gives you those rewards. That's actually pretty innovative. I genuinely didn't. I would really enjoy seeing that. Will do. The last cutscene, I'm not even gonna lie, it was mid. The last cutscene was mid. It didn't do it for me. It didn't care. Not the cutscene after Closer to the Heart, but the cutscene after the last season. The last seasonal cutscene played, where Bro jumped into the portal. That didn't do it. I was honestly hoping on writing it. Anyways, this will lead me into one of the final topics I want to talk about. I do want to talk about this as well, I'm going to talk about Close to the Heart as well as this, because this Closer to the Heart was a new addition to the script, by the way. I had no idea it was coming out when I wrote the script. It was like, so I was prepared to release it a couple of weeks ago. But procrastination is tough. I stream this on YouTube. Well, you can probably look at it. Want to go watch. I am bad at streaming. So, I'm bad at streaming. It's not very entertaining or interesting outside of the game. Probably that. But I am likely going to record the final tape. I don't think you guys can watch me stream that. I may not have that many reactions to it. But anyway, this is your warning if you do not want to get spoiled. Leave the video right now, because I'm going to play the final cutscene, and if you don't want to see it, get out. Just leave. I'm giving you 10 seconds before I play it to pause the video and leave before I play it. Alright, everyone's gone? You gone? Alright, good. Well, let's play the final cutscene then. And yeah, it was very interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. So, but yeah, I'm gonna play the cutscene now. So, cut to black.
You died. So did you.
Yeah, I don't have to call you Prince anymore, do I?
Yeah. Well, definitely caught me off guard. Because on that Friday before that cutscene, Friday before that Tuesday, which was last Tuesday, I was not expecting it, and we saw that. Well, I don't know if we, but I know I saw that the picture of that cutscene. That last frame, I genuinely thought it was someone who actually made like a render of it, or made a picture of it or something. I did not think it was real. But you get spoiled on things early. That's all I'm saying. You never trust what. But that alone made me genuinely more excited for the final stage than I was before. Although I am, tampering my expectations. I don't want to. I am tampering my expectations. I do not want another Lightfall situation where I go in hyped and it's just like the narrative kind of falls in line. I will probably record, but I will be more than likely I will be recording. I did post the poll, but I don't think anyone has seen it. So, I don't think I'm gonna stream it on Twitch or YouTube. I think I'm just gonna record it in small episodes and post them day by day or something. Well, actually, I'll wait. I'll probably wait a couple of days. I'll probably wait until that Tuesday and then start uploading it. It depends. It'll be either the Tuesday after the final phase launches, or that Friday after the raid launches, or after the world's first raid. So this is a side note, but I wrote the entire. I remember. I wrote the entire script on the second week of Champion. So a lot of it is outdated because of a lot of it would have been outdated if I wouldn't have came back and edited it. A lot of it would have been outdated. But I'm just gonna move on to talking about season. No, I'm gonna talk about Into the Light. I do not have footage for this, so a lot of it is going to be random footage from all the different things. And this footage is probably going to play throughout most of it, but I'm going to talk about Into the Light real quick, right? It was incredibly fun and refreshing. I'm kind of glad that they didn't make those weapons red border, because so you can actually farm them and you don't farm out until you get the red borders, craft your weapon, and then just that's it. You don't have to play that activity anymore, because that's kind of what kills some of the activities. Because I know once, especially the raids, I know once my team gets the raid weapons and stuff crafted, we're never going back. We're never gonna have those raids again unless someone needs the exotic, or we need to do a catalyst run for the exotic, or we just want to run it back. But yeah, it is a little sad that the shiny variants of the weapon. But I guess it's the ultimate I had to be there thing, which is nice, but at the same time, a lot of players I think are going to be upset about that, and a lot of the other stuff that we're losing, especially one of the other topics. Onslaught is very fun. I wish they made an infinite version of it, but I'm pretty sure technical limitations prevent them from doing it. But I hope if they make another thing like it, similar, that they do it in more locations than just kind of those don't really feel built for. Those don't really feel built for to hold like the PvP, PvE activity. Right? They don't feel like they're built for that. But I genuinely hope to see more horde modes like that coming out of Bungie in Destiny 2. I know it's like time constraints and stuff. That the reason why we got those 3 PvP maps versus like some interesting match, some interesting match. But I hope they make it a new activity. I hope they eventually will make a new activity or mode that expands on Onslaught and gives us more maps to fight on, gives us more modifiers, more enemies to pick from, or maybe even like a version of it where we can test out builds and use it as a testing ground for builds and weapons and DPS rotations and all that stuff. Because I feel like that's one of the things that's kind of exciting. Anyways, enough rambling. I'm gonna go talk about the 2 that were released. At the time of me writing this version of the script, 0 Hour was not out. So it was before 0 Hour. But Whisper of the Worm as a practical weapon is actually pretty good. Like, if you don't get it, just go and get it right now. The exotic isn't really that difficult compared to I don't know, 0 Hour against Solo. It is difficult. Anyways. I have soloed it twice, and I've soloed it twice on both the normal and legendary version, just to see if I could do it, because, you know, I didn't get to do it back in the day, when it was like, difficult, when I was a new light and getting slapped around and stuff. But, you know, I returned with Righteous Fury and expunged all their old corporeal ones. But, you know, it genuinely makes me happy that I was able to redo a mission that was difficult for me back when I was a new light. But, you know, 0 Hour is absolutely I do not recommend solo. The only reason I soloed it is because I wanted to see if it could be done. And, I mean, it can be done. I don't think I will be able to solo it on Red. That's 20 minutes. And I almost took 37 minutes on normal. Because you're already a 10 under that, which is difficult enough. And the fact that I'm pretty sure they fixed that issue where you can bug out the timer. Or the timer gets bugged out. Pretty sure they fixed that issue, which, you know, is good. It's good for the health of the game, but, you know, that's how I see it. On to him. It is genuinely a very fun and interesting activity. I enjoy it, but I'm very much upset that it's going to be going away on the 3rd with everything, with a lot of the other stuff. I genuinely hope I will be able to.
Was a failed copy of the Veil.
I'll probably update it with like a short or something if I get Godslayer, which, you know, I'm going to keep trying to go for Godslayer, but
the Soul Divisor must have been using it to bond the collective with the darkness. They broadcast that connection.
Yeah,
harmonize
I genuinely hope I'm able to get Godslayer. I'm very close to it. If I don't get it, that's probably going to be.
They could not have managed this feat without guidance from the witness.
But anyways,
now,
we're moving on.
You have seen to it that they will not disrupt us again.
Anyways, cut to black time. Now it is time for my closing thoughts. There have been ups, there have been downs, and there have been a lot of interesting cards of this season and this year. And I hope the final shape will bring more ups and downs, but you know, it's never easy to tell with games and companies and all that other stuff. But I am unsure. I don't know where I go from Final Shape after Final Shape. I don't know if I'll continue to make Destiny 2 content. I'm pretty sure I will on the episodes, but I'm gonna probably move on to other things. Like I need to redo Minecraft 100 Days because I failed 100 Days hardcore because I was stupid about it. If I do another one, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't think I'm gonna try to do anything exciting because I just want to be sad. I just want to complete it. I failed it twice because my first world got corrupted. And I will genuinely try to script those videos a lot harder than this one because those ones that aren't scripted are kind of like meh. But I do plan on the next Nintendo game I plan on playing is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon or Luigi's Mansion 2 for the Switch. It'll be out June 26th or 7th, I think. I don't know the exact date. But I genuinely hope I'll be able to make it as good as Luigi's Mansion 3 was. Because I know people, I know a lot of you like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon because I see all the like. One of the videos is still one of my most watched videos because it still gets watched. I don't know who's watching it. I don't know why it's being watched so much times, but I think whoever or whomever is watching it, because I think that's how some people are finding my channel is through Luigi's Mansion Dark 3, but I can't tell. But I am thinking about redoing Luigi's Mansion 3, just so I can have a better recording and stuff for it. I'm considering it. I don't know if I will because I don't know if people would like to see me basically replay a game I've already played. But I'll leave that up to you guys to see if you want me to replay it. No, I would obviously be deleting the entire old series and starting from fresh because. Or no, I wouldn't delete it. I would likely keep it unlisted. I wouldn't delete it. I wouldn't delete Legacy. Outside of that, I do plan on returning to Final Fantasy XIV, although it'll probably be recorded. I don't think I'm going to stream it anymore. I may stream it on YouTube, but I don't think I'm going to stream it fully. I think I'm just going to record like episodes of it. Because I do enjoy playing it. It's just, all the Minecraft 100 Days, the Destiny 2 stuff, and a bunch of other things. I haven't had much storage space, so I can't keep it installed all the time. And doing Minecraft modding servers and stuff does take a lot of storage. But I have recently acquired a 2 terabyte storage, so hopefully that's where all my videos will go for a while, for a time. That's where I'm sending all my videos. They're all going onto the hard drive. All going to the purgatory of my hard drive, probably to rot for years until I need them. But, well, actually, no, they won't stay there for years. I'll do a year recap this year. So, that's fun. But anyways, with that all said, in the video coming to a close, I just wanted to thank anyone who's still here, first of all, and anyone who's watched my content over the years, even though I don't have a lot of subscribers. I did have 250, but it went down to 249. I assume someone subscribed and unsubscribed, which is fine. But anyways, if any of you that were watching at the beginning made it to the end, I do thank you, and I appreciate anyone who watches my videos because I want to do YouTube. I want to do some fun stuff on YouTube eventually, but I need subscribers. I need a way to fund myself. I I have considered making a Patreon, but I don't think I have enough subscribers for that. I may make one before the final shape and say, "Hey, it's up there if anyone wants to go and support it." But yeah, I may make one just to throw it up out there. But I don't think anyone is going to really bother with it. So yeah. Um, But I am hoping as the years go on, I get more skilled with like art and animation and even editing as well, and maybe modeling. As that, I want to delve further into the content creation space because I just enjoy making content. Like these, some of these videos are fun to make. Some of them are pain to make. Some of them are pain to edit, but fun to make. It's just random sometimes. Like this one was fun to make, but I'm annoyed at it because the audio, for whatever reason, the audio wants to be weird. So yeah, it's not very good, but you insult your own. But as always, make sure to consider subscribing. You can always unsubscribe at another time, and it's completely free, so you don't have to worry about paying me. I hope you continue liking the video because liking videos because it pushes. I assume it pushes me to into the algorithm, which is probably very flooded with other types of videos. But I hope you guys will continue to support me on this content creation journey. In the goal of mine, which is to eventually make content creation my career. I'm still far away from that, but e that is all the word I need to get distracted by Twitter. Um, I don't intend on becoming that big or popular. I just want to make it to where I can support myself. But until the next video, which I'm like 90% sure will be the first final shape mission, because I don't have anything else planned. This is the last video. No, I actually may make it short when I get glass on. We'll see. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to do the obligatory like and subscribing, because you can always change it at a later time. But until we fuck, I messed it up. Oh well. Until the next video, I'll see you guys then. Peace.